Good morning, students. Today we are going to start the balance portion of endocrinology chapter that is about gonads. Next is about gonads. What is gonads? Gonads means is a combined word to represent the primary reproductive organs. Primary reproductive organs present in male and female are different. They are called testis and ovary. This testis and ovary is a collective term for these two is gonads. And gonads in the case of male, it is testis. In the case of females, it is ovaries. What is the peculiarities of these gonads, of these testes or ovaries? They're both exocrine and endocrine in function. Exocrine function, we know
Leukocytes
what
are
is
of
the exocrine because it are glands with ducts. Endocrine means glands without ducts. Its secretions are directly passing to the blood. Exocrine, with the help of duct, it is passing to this target site. So, exocrine function. As part of exocrine function, what the products are forming? Germ cells are forming. Germ cells means what? In the case of testis, it is sperms. In the case of ovaries, it is egg. So that's about its exocrine function. Then endocrine function, regarding that, they secrete certain hormones, sex hormones from testis and ovaries. That is its endocrine function. Endocrine function of gonads. Then this function of the sex hormone secreted by gonads. What are the functions? From that name itself, we can know maybe it is concerned with the development and functioning of sexual structures in males and females. Oh, okay. That is about functions of sex hormones. Is a growth and development of accessory organs of sex. Accessory organs means in the case of male and female, certain accessory helping supporting structures are there, like vas deferens, seminiferous vesicles, the corpus gland. All these you will study in another chapter, reproductive physiology. So we can discuss about all those things in detail in that chapter. Now you just hear about the terms for the development of all that accessory organs, which hormones, these sex hormones are helping, and also in the stimulation of the development of secondary sexual characters. What is the secondary sexual characters? Second, primary sexual characters are there, secondary sexual characters are there. What is the difference? Primary means the sexual characters that a male or female gain from the time of birth onwards. And that means the structures like penis. In the case of females, it is vagina. That are primary. Then secondary means those characters that person, male or female, gain after he or she attained puberty. പ്രായപൂർത്തിയായതിനു ശേഷം secondary sexual characters. Examples, pubic hair is there, then expansion of pubic bones, then increase in the large of size of the breast. All these things are secondary sexual characters. For these things, which factors helping? Sex hormones are helping. This is gonads. Gonads. This is in the case of male testis. In the case of female, it is ovary. These two are jointly, collectively called gonads. Then we are going to see about testis separately. Testis, the hormones secreted from testis are called male sex hormones. Male sex hormones have another collective name called androgens. And which are the androgens? Two androgens are secreted in the male's body. Testosterone is the main androgen, important, main, majority, major type of androgen secreted in the body of male is testosterone. And also another minor type of androgen also there, that is androstenedione. These are the two androgens secreted in the body of male as sex hormones. And specifically, which cells are secreting this androgens inside the testis? Specifically, Leydig cells. Leydig cells, its image I have shown here. This is a part of a structure seen inside the testis. Inside the testis, there's a tubule is called seminiferous tubule. From that tubule, sperms are producing. This picture is a cross section of that seminiferous tubule which is producing the sperm. And this is one tubule, this is another, this is another, this is another. And in between these tubules, you can see some cells. That cells are called Leydig cells. So, specifically, these Leydig cells secrete which hormones? These androgens hormones. And the secretion of these androgens are under the control of another hormones called ICSH. ICSH means interstitial cell stimulating hormone. It is secreted from anterior pituitary. Okay, and the beginning of the chapter itself we have learned that from pituitary some regulatory hormones are secreting. That hormones influence the secretion of other glands. So likewise, the regulatory hormone from the anterior pituitary is ICSH for controlling, regulating the secretion of androgens from the testis. That name of that regulatory hormone is called ICSH. ICSH, once more, what is its complete name? Interstitial cell stimulating hormone. Then function of male sex hormones. What are the functions? Primary and secondary sexual character development. Primary what? Secondary I already explained to you. And the growth of genital organs, hair pattern, deepening of voice. Voice change will happen in the case of males as they attain maturity. Then sexual desire. All these things are under the control of these androgens. Next. Next, coming to ovary, this female reproductive structure, females, gonads in the case of females. So, the sex hormones secreted from ovaries are estrogen and progesterone. What are its functions of the female sex hormones? Development and function of female reproductive organ and female secondary sexual characters like enlargement of breast, then enlargement of pubic bone. That picture I will show you later. Pubic region. What difference exists between male and female. Then pregnancy period. In the pregnancy period, this estrogen and progesterone is secreted by one more structure, that is placenta. Placenta, what is placenta? I will discuss you later, explain to you later. Placenta also secretes some amount of estrogen and progesterone during the time of pregnancy only. Okay, then what are the functions of this estrogen? It is responsible for the changes that is happening after puberty. Prayapurti. After attaining the puberty, some changes are occurring in the body of a girl. That changes, the hormone responsible that changes is estrogen. That is growth and development of oviducts, genital organs, breast, pubic. I will show that picture here. This is the picture showing the pubic region of male and the case of female. Female, we can very well know that there's a difference in that pubic area of female and male. Female, it's more broader than male. So this reason is that here, between the pubic arch is more wide in the case of female. But in the case of male, it is narrow. There's a difference. That change also a secondary sexual character, and the estrogen is helping for the development of such characters. Okay, then auxiliary hairs, attachment, then attainment of feminine body contour. Some shape pattern is there. For attaining all that shape pattern, everything is helped by estrogen. Broadening of pelvis also there. Pelvis also relating to the same area that I shown you now. Then estrogen secretion regulation. It is regulated by FSH and LH. Again, another regulatory hormone secreted from the anterior pituitary. It's under the regulation of these hormones. Follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. Then progesterone. Estrogens, about estrogen everything is over. Then progesterone is secreted by corpus luteum. Then what is corpus luteum? Corpus luteum actually is a mass of cell. Mass of cell seen where? Inside the ovary. Then what is its importance? That corpus luteum? Corpus luteum secretes the progesterone during the time of pregnancy. And also, what is the function of progesterone itself? Progesterone maintain the endometrium inside the uterus. With only a well-developed, a good endometrium, only that implantation of fertilized ovum is feasible. The ovum, after fertilization, it should be implanted inside the endometrium of uterine properly for having a healthy normal pregnancy. For that successful implantation, that endometrium should be arranged in a convenient way. So that changes for endometrium is made by this progesterone. And also the full development of mammary gland during the pregnancy. All these are the function of progesterone. Then we are going to placenta. Placenta. What is placenta? You all know what is placenta. Placenta is a tissue. Tissue means what we know. Tissue, it joins the embryo to the walls of the mother's uterus. It is a tissue that connects the embryo to the walls of the mother's uterus. Through which, through that connection, which are passing nutrients and also the waste from the body of baby is passing out through this tissue called placenta. Then which are the hormones secreted by placenta? Steroid hormones and peptide hormones are secreted from placenta. Which are the steroid hormones secreted from placenta? Estrogen and progesterone. Which are the peptide hormones secreted from placenta? Chorionic gonadotropin, placental lactogen and relaxin. Next is role of each type of hormones. Chorionic gonadotropin, what is this role? Maintains the corpus luteum for the constant continuous secretion of progesterone. So, corpus luteum should be maintained there. It is maintained by chorionic gonadotropin. Then placental lactogen. Lactogen itself means something relating with the milk. So, growth of mammary glands in pregnancy and maintains the milk secretion. Then relaxin, what is? It helps support the action of progesterone. And also relax pelvic ligaments at the end of gestation means delivery. Delivery time for relaxing the pelvic ligaments. Pelvic part is helped by this relaxing hormone. Next gland is thymus gland. Thymus gland, we already learned something about thymus. In which chapter? Anybody remember which chapter we have learned about this thymus? In which part? In lymphatic system. Primary lymphoid organ and secondary lymphoid organ. Okay, I think you remember that. Okay, anyway, thymus. What is its location? It is located in the upper anterior portion of the chest. All these points I have discussed to you in that section, the previous section. The chest cavity just behind the sternum. What is sternum? I think you know. I already explained to you what is sternum. Sternum is connecting the ribs. Okay. Then nature. It is a bilobed gland, encapsulated gland seen in front of heart. It consists of lymphatic tissue. What is its function? To establish immune system. That's important. From 12th week of gestation. So it is more active in small baby, 12th week of gestation until that baby reach puberty. After attaining puberty in that person, the thymus gland will shrink, diminish. Hormone secreted by thymus is thymosin. What's the role of this thymosin hormone? Helps in maturation of T cell. T cell is concerned with the cell mediated immunity. Okay. Next is pineal body, otherwise called the epiphysis. Epiphysis, that term also you need to memorize. For the examination, it's asked as what is epiphysis. You need to remember it is same as pineal body. The same names. Another synonym for pineal body is epiphysis. What's the nature? Located in the brain. Pineal body. Everywhere. between two hemispheres, between and left and right hemisphere is there. So between these two hemispheres, which is located pineal body. What is its shape? Tiny pine cone, and the color is reddish gray, size of a pea, 8 millimeter in the case of human. Hormone secreted from pineal body is called melatonin. It's a derivative of amino acid. Which amino acid? Tryptophan. Then, but regulation, it is regulated it's not any regulatory hormones. It is stimulated. That hormones secretion stimulated by darkness, and in the light time, its secretion get decreased. So, depends upon the presence of light and darkness, its secretion is controlled. In darkness, it is secretion stimulated. In the light time, that means daytime, secretion is inhibited. Function of melatonin, what is the function? It regulates reproductive function. And also, it inhibits the ovarian function. Ovarian function, it inhibits ovary function, delays sexual maturity. And also, it regulates our sleep-wake cycle. Then next is heart. The hormone secreted from heart. Sometimes heart also functions like a gland. And that time the hormone secreted, this hormone, regarding this hormone also, we have learned in excretory physiology. Okay. And the hormone is atrial natriuretic hormone from the atrial wall of heart. Atrial means auricle. Auricles wall cells. From that cells, this hormone is secreting. Atriopeptin, otherwise called. Function: promotes sodium excretion. As sodium is excreted out means the blood pressure will certainly reduce. This is lowers blood pressure because so much salt is losing. As so much salt is losing excreted by the kidney from our body, that means blood pressure will certainly lowers. And it also inhibits aldosterone secretion by adrenal cortex. Aldosterone is concerned with increasing the blood pressure. So they are antagonistic in action ways. Which are antagonistic? These hormones. This hormone and this one. This one lowers blood pressure. This one rises the blood pressure. That's why. So it is a need for this hormone to inhibit the secretion of aldosterone. Then gastrointestinal hormones. Gastrointestinal hormone, which it is secreted by which cells? Certain endocrine cells. Where are they present? Scattered throughout the mucosal lining. Where? Of the stomach and small intestine. That endocrine cells secrete this gastrointestinal hormones. What are the name of these hormones? Or about all these hormones we have learned in nutritional physiology. Secretin, cholecystokinin, gastrin, and glucose-dependent insulinotropic peptide. These are the hormones. This we finish today's section. Thank you.